Hi, thanks for gardening with me. I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful heart decor for your home. It's made out of cardstock with my new Brother Design and Cut that I got for Christmas last year, and I just finally figured out how to use it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but I'm going to show you how I make this. It's put into a shadow box, and it's made from cardstock. So follow me along, and I'll give you the directions. So what you're going to need for this project is cardstock, and I have about 18 pieces of cardstock here, and I already cut it to the measurement of the inside of my shadow box. Now when you do purchase your shadow box, on the outside of your package it's going to have the dimensions of your shadow box, but what that is the dimensions of the outside. So you're going to need to make sure that you get the measurements from inside the shadow box, and that's what you want your cardstock to be cut to the measurements of. I also have this foam tape. It's double-sided sticky tape, and I'm going to be using that in between each layer, and it's going to give it some good depth and dimension. So I wanted to take a step back and show you how I cut all my pieces of cardstock to fit. I was making the cuts at first and realized that I wasn't getting it exactly right every single time. So I went ahead and put this piece of tape on, and that way I can line it up, measure it, and then I know that each cut is exactly what I want it to be. You wouldn't think that it would be that difficult to get it right every single time, but the tape just made life so much easier. I didn't have to think about it. All I had to do was line it up with my tape, and it just made the process go very easy. I'm so glad that I have this machine. I did just get it for Christmas, and I am putting it to good use. And here, as I get my last piece of cardstock cut, I will show you how all of them are the same exact size before I stick them into my machine, take my tape off, fold my machine up. I'm done with that, and now I am going to take you over to the machine and show you how I cut the hearts out. So this is my first cut, and then every cut after this will be a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller until I get to my last piece, which I'm not going to cut at all. I'm not going to go over instructions on how to do this on the Brother Design and Cut, because I am no pro. I'm just now learning how to do it, just now figuring it out, so I don't want to even try to pretend to teach somebody else how to do it. I'm just looking on YouTube for answers, and there are a lot of great videos on there on how to use it. A lot of people have the Cricut, Silhouette, and then the Brother ScanNCut. So I think that I'll be able to put this to a lot of good use and get a lot of crafts and projects out of it. I already made a vinyl stick decor that I put on my wall that I really like, and I'll have to show you a picture of that sometime. So here you are. If you look super close, you can see that the layers are very small, and I did that intentionally. I'm sure you could make the layers bigger, wider if you wanted to, and use less cardstock. Now we're ready to assemble, and as you can see, I start out by cutting my tape into little bitty pieces and then putting them on there. You want it close enough to your heart to where it gives it some depth, but not so close that you can see it through your other pieces. I did end up later cutting them in bigger strips and just taking the top off, and it seemed to be much easier because it was really hard to get that top piece off of there after I had them cut so small. But I'm gonna put this in fast forward motion so you can see this from beginning to end. And here we have the final project. It turned out so good. Now I have to wait for tomorrow for my shadow box to come in, and I'll get back on here and finish this video and show you how it turns out. Okay, it's the next day, and I did have to put another top on my card just because it didn't line up perfectly in the shadow box. So I just cut up one more piece, and now there will be no spaces inside of the box. So you just want to put it in there, make sure all 4 of your corners are pushed down, and which mine are, and then you just put the back on and you're good to go. You can hang it up, you can leave it sit flat on a table, however you choose to display yours, but I can see this being used in many different ways. You could do your child's initials, you could do a football, or just thousands of other things that I can think of that you could do, but I think it turned out so great. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. God bless. Have a great week.